Know what you're thinking. You must be completely shocked, right? CBS's 60 Minutes lied again? Hot off the heels of Margaret Brennan chastising Secretary of State Marco Rubio, saying that the weaponization of free speech is what fueled the Nazis and caused the Holocaust. Now you've got Scott Pelley and the egregious monsters. Oh, and by the way, remember when 60 Minutes edited and doctored Kamala Harris's interview to make her look smart, and they still failed because it's impossible to make a bag of rocks. No matter how good your editing skills, you could be Stanley Kubrick and you can't make her look smart. Well, guess what? They did it again last night. So it seems that like the Democrats are, really amping up every resource that they have possible to stop Doge, stop Elon Musk, stop us, the American taxpayers, from looking into the affairs of where our money is going. Now you've got Scott Pelley on 60 Minutes interviewing these two people saying that they were USAID. Remember USAID? Oh, yeah, it's back to USAID. Saying that these two individuals, and boy, you should have seen it. I can't actually play the video because CBS is such a tyrannical news network that any even hint of anybody commenting on their stuff, they will throw lawyers and throw the book at you and essentially get you deplatformed. In typical dramatic fashion, Scott Pelley interviews these two so-called USAID workers, saying that they were left with nothing, that all they got was an email, and they didn't even know where their next paycheck was coming from, and they were left out on the streets in the usual typical propagandist. I mean, this is, you want to talk about Margaret Brennan, it may even be kind of sort of ironic that she brings up Hitler and the Nazis, because literally this is out of Joseph Goebbels' playbook right here. The dramatic use of lighting, the dramatic use of the individual's mannerisms, gestures, the tone in their voice, the somber cadences, everything is orchestrated, fake, inauthentic, and totally predetermined and pre-rehearsed to try to sway Americans. But essentially what they've done and said is that here you have Kristina Drye and you have Adam Dubar claiming to be USAID workers, which, by the way, guess what? They're not. Like I said, I can't show the video, but Kristina Drye says people are really scared. I think that, 12 days ago, people knew where their next paycheck was coming from. They knew how they were going to pay for their kids' daycare, their medical bills, and then all gone overnight. All gone overnight. Fired this month in the chaotic shutdown of foreign aid distributed by the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID. More than 8,000 USAID employees were sent home by the administration. Fellow Americans, this is a bold-faced lie by Scott Pelley in 60 Minutes and CBS. It's a bold-faced lie. Elon Musk offered 8 months' pay and 8 months' benefit. They were offered 8 months of severance. It wasn't overnight. This wasn't some tyrannical, hostile, heartless, unempathetic takeover. It's complete BS. And these two don't even work for USAID. They're consultants. Check out what I dug up. Here's Adam Dubar's LinkedIn page. You can see that he was a communications analyst at XLA. And if you read the fine print right there, it'll say, I'm currently a communications analyst for XLA, not USAID, but he's working with the USAID public engagement team within the Bureau of Legislative and Public Affairs. I mean, if that doesn't sound like a corrupt, made-up DEI position, I don't know what is. Want to know what Kristina Drye did? She was a speechwriter and communications analyst, worked through XLA and Jefferson Partners to support the USAID administration team, serving on the speechwriting and communications group for administrator of USAID, Samantha Power. Was this mentioned by 60 Minutes? Not at all. All they did was post this quote. Not only did they broadcasted the entire show, but they posted this quote, which is full of pathos, lies, but still pathos nonetheless. And then you can see the highlighted area was fired in the USAID shutdown. They didn't even work for USAID. They were consultants that probably got paid, like all and most consultants do, exorbitantly too much of our money, with zero measurable performance analytics to let anybody know if they're demonstrating effectiveness at all. Do you think that CBS talked about any of this stuff? Absolutely not. Oh, and I have a quick question because I know some of the 60 Minutes staff and CBS network affiliates, they check out our channel. Have you guys ever done a show on the unbelievably insurmountable fraud and corruption that FEMA exhibited during the North Carolinian tragedy and other eastern states during the Hurricane Helene disaster? Did you guys ever cover any of that? Did you ever cover FEMA's gross negligence, skipping over homes that were desperately in need of help because they had Trump signs in their yards? Did you guys ever cover that, Scott Pelley? I don't know. Did you? I mean, I may have missed it. Or what about the LA disaster, which could have been averted? Rick Caruso, somebody who I called LA's last hope, definitely confirmed this in multiple occasions that Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass's leadership was the direct cause of the disasters, the worst fire disaster that LA's faced in history. Did you guys ever do a story on that? Did you guys ever do a story on the fact that Pacific Palisades residents couldn't go anywhere near their residence for over 8 weeks? Did you guys do any stories on that? I wonder if you did. I doubt it. Let me know in the comments if you can find one. What I really want to know is why Democrats, why hypocrites? Why are you guys so against something that we all voted for? President Trump campaigned over and over again on the campaign trail that he was going to find a way to cut the government, get rid of waste, fraud, and abuse, and that he was going to appoint Elon Musk as the head of the Department of Government Efficiency. This was all said and done and talked about multiple times throughout the entire election campaign cycle. But I mean, the fact of the matter is, why won't you let us look? Why are you fighting tooth, fang, claw, and nail to prevent us from looking? How does that make sense? Especially when your very own all-star leaders like Barack Obama, Joe Biden, and Bill Clinton all advocated for this very same thing. Check out this clip right here.
Budget reform is not an option. It's a necessity.
The American people are entitled to transparency.
We can't sustain a system that bleeds billions of taxpayer dollars on programs that have outlived their usefulness or exist solely because of the power of politicians, lobbyists, or interest groups.
They're entitled to be able to figure out where their dollars are going, and they're entitled to accountability to make sure that we're using the dollars for what we said it was for.
We are going to go through our federal budget, as I promised during the campaign, page by page, line by line, eliminating those programs we don't need and insisting that those that we do need operate in a sensible, cost-effective way.
What should be easy is getting rid of the pointless waste and stupid spending that doesn't benefit anybody.
We hope to be instilling an entire new culture that not only our administration, but every succeeding administration will in fact pursue.
No amount of waste is acceptable, not when it's your money.
We all know the government can be inefficient. We all know that the bureaucracy can be bloated. We all worked in the White House. We tried to reorganize the government. We tried to find efficiency. It's hard to do.
And honestly, some of this is pretty annoying because it's some of the stuff we should have done.
And if you're not convinced of that, how about Mr. Slick Willie himself, Mr. Budget Surplus, Bill Clinton? Check this clip out.
First, I am ordering a reduction of the federal bureaucracy by at least 100,000 positions over the next 4 years. At least 10% of these cuts must come from senior management. These cuts will make our government more efficient and more effective. The government is full of dedicated people whose hard work is being choked off by our own bureaucracy.
I don't know, that a lot of that sounds really, really familiar, does it not? Doesn't that sound almost exactly verbatim to what Trump and Elon Musk have said? What Doge has said? I'm wondering, why is it okay for your guys to do it, but it's not okay? This is the hypocrite playbook. I see what it is. This is the hypocrisy knows no bounds. Good for me, but not good for thee. Is that what it is? This is just the typical kind of Democratic playbook. I see what it is. Okay. By the way, if you want a good indication as to whether or not you're on the right path or the right track, whether or not USAID is funding fraud, look at this Google search graph right here. So this is a graph that shows the amount of interest in a search query on Google, which is the number one, pretty much everybody, you and I, our mothers, sisters, neighbors, friends, everybody on the planet uses Google for search, right? Pretty much primarily. Nobody uses Yahoo or Bing, right? Well, guess what? The District of Columbia, Washington, D.C., has a #1 keyword search score for the term, get this, criminal defense lawyer. Ding, 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 ding. Tell them what you want, Bob. Bob's won a brand new toaster. Look at this. The amount of homes that have gone up for sale in the month of February are record breaking. The rats are fleeing the sinking ship. The housing market in DC is literally crashing right this very second because all of these homes have just gone on the market. It is absolute insanity. And other search terms are coming up too, by the way, like wired money, not just criminal defense attorney, but wired money, lawyer, all of those search terms combined with this insane market collapse in the housing market in DC. I mean, if that doesn't spell guilty, I don't know what does. And in the spirit of true transparency, Elon Musk just released this social security fraud graph right here. People who are collecting social security over the age of 110, I don't know any 110-year-olds, do you? Are in the millions. Look at these numbers right here. I mean, let's just sake of argument, say, okay, fine, 110, 120, which is insane. Okay, we'll let that go. You mean to tell me there are over 4 million people who are collecting Social Security that are over 140 years of age? Are you out of your mind? Do you think we are donkeys over here? Are you kidding me right now? And then I have to point this out. Who in the world are these two people that are over 240 years old? I need to find them and I need to find them stat because obviously they've tapped into the fountain of youth. We need to make common sense go viral, my fellow Americans, my fellow global citizens, because I know we have such an amazing, let me know where you're joining from too. I love hearing from you guys. We have a great audience from the UK, Canada, New Zealand, South Africa. I love hearing from you guys all over the world, South America, Singapore, Taiwan. Let me know in the comments down below. I love hearing from you guys. Philippines, Thailand. I love you people. We need to make common sense go viral. I need you to tap the thumbs up. This is just the tip of the iceberg, everybody. I cannot wait for Doge to go after the healthcare industry, go after the Department of Education, go after the Pentagon. It is going to be an absolute Mount Everest of fraud, waste, and abuse. This is just the tip of the iceberg. This is just one agency, USAID. Holy macadamia nut. And you know your boy Nez is going to keep you posted on everything. But I can't wait to get your comments. Let me know what you think of 60 Minutes. Let me know what you think of that research that I dug up. I can't wait to get your comments. Let me know in the comments down below. Check out these videos right here just in case you missed them. I just posted these. If you missed these are awesome. Tap my face right there to subscribe and follow. It's free. If you want one-of-a-kind Nez Nation merch, Patriot merch made in the USA, pin comment, show notes, and description down below. And as always, may God bless you and may God bless the USA. I'll see you soon.